Hello again. Let's take a look at fun tune to play, 7come11 by Benny Goodman and Charlie Christian. Charlie Christian is kind of the father of electric guitar as far as I know. In the Real Book Edition 6 they have it this way. Hopefully you have a lead sheet to make it easier. 7come11. It reminds me of rhythm changes, but I'm not really sure it's following the exact rhythm changes thing, the format. As you can see after the intro, bum, 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 it goes into A flat and it just stays on A flat in this version. I think it might have been on iReal Pro that I saw them doing in parentheses kind of as an alternative would be a 1-6-2-5 thing. A flat to F minor to B flat minor to E flat 7. I find that a little more varied, a little more interesting, but let's take a look. It's mainly rhythmic ideas. Some I recently picked up from watching Frank Vignola videos. He has some great videos. There's one I was just watching this morning to do with you know, dominant 7 flat 9 sounds. But yeah, if you check out Frank's videos, he's got great stuff. And one of the things I picked up recently was, you know, I often wondered, like if I were just to play the B section of 7come11, and just, this is how I've been doing it for many years. You know, which is fine. But I always watch these guys that are moving all over the place constantly. And one thing I picked up from Frank, we'll get to in a few minutes, but I'm going to take the tune in order. So, you know, the riff, you can do it in octaves, it sounds fatter. The introduction, then back down to A flat. A flat, C, D flat, E flat, D flat, A flat, C, D flat, E flat, back down to A flat, and then you start the tune. Of course, the melody, but let's do the chords first. So, one thing that I do, and I've been doing it forever, is kind of like when it's a 1-6-2-5, you could either do with all fingers, this thing, or you can do it with the hybrid. The pick is picking the bass, and the fingers are picking the chord. So, here we go. Basically, the chords, if you think of them, I'm going to do the more complicated version, which is the 1, 6, F minor 7, B flat minor 7 is the 2, E flat 7 is the 5. So it's 1, 6, 2, 5. But to get a little bass movement, again, it's this. And all it is you're playing the A flat. I'm playing A flat major 7. Then you're playing the G. Then you're playing the F minor 7. You could either do it this way, or if you want to strum it, you can put the, you know, the ring finger down on the C there, 5th string, 3rd fret. Now come a half step above the B flat, which would be B natural, and then play the B flat minor, and then the E flat. So it's just this kind of thing. C minor, F7, B flat again, E flat, and now we've got, I do A flat major 7, A flat 7, dominant 7 with the C on the 5th string. So it's A flat major 7, put the C on the 5th string. I do a D major because it's easier to grab. Now we've got, I'm sorry, that was D flat major, and then D diminished. B flat minor 7 with E flat in the bass, 5th string, E flat 7, back home to A flat major 7. So this is for the A section, the part where it's, okay, so it's, try it again. Okay, so that's my little homemade thing. Oh yeah, and then up to C minor 7, to F7, B flat minor 7, and then here's the part we went over, D diminished, B flat minor 7 over the E flat 7, back home to A flat. For the middle section, which is 2 bars of G7, 2 bars of C7, 2 bars of F7, a bar of B flat 7, and a bar of E flat 7. Let's take a look at that. So, here's the G7. Here's the C7. Here's the F7. Here's the B flat 7. E flat 7. It's a lot of fun to play. Like I said, it's a lot of movement, which I'm not really used to. I'm trying to get into it more and more. So, if you look at, we're doing 3-string chords, by the way. You know, instead of doing this, including the 2nd string D, we're doing the G, the F on the 4th string, and the B natural on the 3rd string. So if you look at the G7 and you look at the next inversion, it's here. You know, the notes in the chord G7 are G, B, D, F, and here we've got G. For the next inversion, it's going to be B. Okay, on the 4th string, we've got the F for that first chord. It's going to move from F up to G, and for the first chord, that was B natural. It's going to move up to D. So basically, it's just this is the first one, and this is the first inversion. Okay. But the idea I got from Frank Vignola, which is a really cool one, and it may be old hat to a lot of you people out there watching, but to me it's something fun and new. 2 strums. We're going to work up chromatically to that first inversion that we looked at. So instead of just doing, we're going to do this. It's 2 strums on each chord. All that is approaching this chord chromatically from a whole step below. This is G7. This is G7. Timing-wise, we're now changing to C7. We're going to do the same thing. C7, approach chromatically from below this first inversion of C7. Now for the F7, okay, it's just that same shape that I started out with on the G7. Okay, so the notes in this case are F, E flat, and A. The root, the 7th, and the 3rd of the F7 chord. Now this is a cool inversion. Again, we're doing three note chords. So what this is, I'm barring strings 3 and 4 at the 10th fret, and I've got the middle finger on the 6th string, 11th fret. So we're going to come from this regular F7 down to basically it's F7 with the E flat, the 7th in the bass. Now we're going to come down to this F7. So I've got string 6 on the C. I've got the index finger on the 4th string, 7th fret, and I've got the ring finger on the 3rd string, 8th fret. Okay, again, a lot of talking, too much talking, but I'm just trying to let you know what I'm doing. So on this middle section of 7-11, we've got the G7, C7, now F7 with the 7th on the bottom. I'm getting a little arthritis here, and it's hard for me to grab this, but anyway. H. Now this F7, and then this F7. This is actually, we're landing now on the first inversion of the F7. So this is A, this is F, and this is C. So again, if we take it slowly, the G7, approach chromatically up to this first inversion of G7. Now C7, root position, approach chromatically up to the first inversion of the C7. Now we've got F7, root position. This is actually an F7 third inversion, F7 second inversion, F7 first inversion. Now, the same familiar form, B flat 7, going to that one, with the 7th on the bottom of a B flat 7, the A flat. And now we're going to go E flat 7, G, E flat, B flat, on this. This is E flat 7. So one more time on this middle section of 7,11. C7, F7, B flat 7, E flat 7. So now we're back for the final A section of 7,11. And instead of doing my thing again, here's something I kind of copped off of a Tommy Emmanuel playing it with, I think the guy's name is Joshko Stefan. I might be mispronouncing it. But here's what he was doing. He was actually, I think, while the other guy was playing the melody and soloing, Tommy Emmanuel was just doing something like this. Okay? So my little adaptation is to do the chord A flat major 7, come up to the 5th string, 9th fret, resolve it down to this F7 little triangle shape. Now, approach the B flat minor 7 from half step above, B flat minor 7, approach the E flat 7 from the note above, approach the A flat chord from a half step above. That's basically what he's doing. Sounds good though, simple. So my little thing that I'm adding is to just do a chord once in a while. And here's that rock around the clock thing. So a little variation you can do here is okay, so just some rhythmic ideas. Yeah, I really feel like that first section, it would be tough for me to just stay on the A flat the way the real book has it for the first 2 A sections, I think. You know, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I don't know how you make that interesting, but I guess you have to be a really good player to make it interesting. As far as the melody itself, I watched a few videos trying to find a good place to play it. This is the best place I found. And then another thing I picked up from Joshko Stefan, he just moves it up a minor 3rd just for variety, and you know, plays it again. Sorry. Now, if you think of that, the B section is 2 measures of G7, 2 measures of C7, right? 2 measures of F7, 1 measure of B flat, 1 measure of E flat. So there's just a little lick thing, lick-based thing that I did, just an idea, and trying to springboard you to more of your ideas. For G7, okay, a G7 arpeggio, GBDF, but a common thing, starting with Charlie Christian and moving on through, I guess, T-Bone Walker and B.B. King and Duane Allman and all these people, is to approach the 3rd, the B, from a half step below. Like. So you're approaching the 3rd from a half step. So what actually happens is you're getting the minor 3rd and the major 3rd. So no big revelation there. You've probably done it a million times. But here's my idea. For G7, you have this minor 3rd shape, of course, which is part of this. But if you look at the 2nd string note going to this, and if you move that 2nd string note to the 3rd string, you also have that. So that's why I picked it up years ago watching an Eric Clapton thing. He did it like as strumming. Okay? So it's a nice blues sound. So given that the G7 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. So let me try it again. Here's what I came up with. I'm not doing the strumming thing like Clapton. I'm trying to get it more of a single note feel, but now, when we move to the C7, we have the same configuration. we move to the F7. Now for the B flat 7, it's getting a little tight up here, so I'm going to come down. So again, it's G7 2 measures, C7 2 measures, F7 2 measures, B flat 7 for 1, E flat 7 for 1. And here's the kind of thing you can do. And again, I hope it brings you to more, maybe better ideas. Okay, so. Okay, so all it is the idea that knowing that for G7, you can play around with this, and the same thing, a minor third higher. For the C7, which is the next chord, likewise. For the F7, likewise, same idea. Now again, you could come up here for the B flat 7, but to me it's a little tight, so I come down. The other thing you could do is ornament it with neighboring notes that are either in the G minor blues scale or the G7 arpeggio. Let me try it again. Now, here when you get up to the C, you can ornament it. F7. So just a few ideas on 7come11, Benny Goodman and Charlie Christian. Check out Charlie Christian's version. Please do yourself a favor, check out Tommy Emmanuel and Josh Stefan playing it. There's also a backstage video of Tommy Emmanuel, Frank Vignola, and Vinnie Raniolo playing it. Vinnie Raniolo is just kind of standing, leaning against the wall, and the other two guys are sitting down. It's also a great version. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any additional ideas. And have fun. Subscribe if you haven't already. Throw me a like if you find it fun and useful. And have a great day. See you soon.